Do you mind sharing what was the first instance that you came across this concept and this reality? Because this is like, wow.
Well, two things happened in close proximity, and I'm not entirely sure which one was first, but I remember I was working on my master's degree at the time, and it was a master's thesis on Demeter, the goddesses Demeter and Persephone, the mother-daughter goddesses. And I was reading a book called Meteres, meaning mothers in Italian, by a woman named Anna Maria Corradini, a Sicilian scholar. She was writing about this story of Demeter's conception of Persephone in such a way that it's like a portal opened, a download came in, and I realized, oh my gosh, I think virgin birth was real and that women were doing it. And I knew already that I wanted to do a doctoral dissertation on ancient priestesses of Greece. In fact, my idea was that I was going to compile every single mention of priestesses in the ancient Greek historical and mythological literature, and I was going to create a catalog. That was going to be my dissertation because I was so fascinated with this concept. Which means what? I'm reclaiming ancient past life knowledge, right? I need to reconstruct this for myself to remember everything and what I need to do in this lifetime, right? And move ahead with this mission. Well, because I had this theory rattling around in the back of my mind, whenever I was going to look at this material about priestesses, I started finding evidence for it, that women were giving divine birth in various ways. In the ancient myths of Greece, which are basically simply forgotten history, as well as the legends, which are closer in time to us, forgotten history, as well as the bona fide historical documents. I started compiling a mass of evidence in this regard. I mean, it was so astounding and overwhelming and so obvious to me that it was truly unbelievable that in all this time, nobody had written about it before. So I was putting all of these research together, doing just tremendous theorizing as I was having to sift through and categorize all this information and then understand there was a timeline and a chronology and a deterioration of these practices and a hijacking of these practices and figuring out where did Mother Mary fit into it? Because women were doing it before her, women were doing it after her, you know? So all the while I was writing that, of course, I was thinking about Mother Mary, and I had planned to do a chapter in my dissertation about divine birth in ancient Greece on Mother Mary, but it was getting so long that I couldn't. So I held it at bay, and I taught a course about it once I created my own Seven Sisters Mystery School, but it was just, kind of a little course. And meanwhile, I knew that I had to do this, and finally the timing seemed right. And I put together all my research on Mother Mary in particular, showed how it related to all this other material from ancient Greece. And that was like the bolster, the foundation, the proof, if you will, the context for understanding Mother Mary's conception in a very different way. So because I had done all this research on virgin birth, I knew how to see all the signs, symbols, and codes in this infancy gospel. And that's what I was able to tease out. And, I was teaching about it in those courses that I mentioned, but I was really able to flesh it out in this book. And even as I was writing it, I was getting more and more ideas. So it shows us how Mother Mary was born divinely by her mother, how she was raised as an infant, how she was given over to the temple, and how all of this time she was being groomed to become a divine birth priestess. And then the story about what she was doing when she conceived Jesus, I'm able to decipher all of those codes and symbols. And I'm able to explain for thinking people how this virgin birth actually could have happened.